Revival House Network.
And don't like the brags, I don't like the boast. They like hot butter on the breakfast toast. Watching flicks, talking chicks that like to motorboat. Can Riverman make it, yo, a check? Nope. So look at all these movies I got. Commenting like, should we watch them or not? And I know they just be acting for cash, but I still got one question to ask. Like, why'd he do that, do that, do that? If that was me, I'd be like, screw that, screw that, screw that. I'm an alpha, I'd eat through that, through that, through that. So why'd he do that, do that, do that?
Howdy, gang. What's up? Revival House. Aaron and Zach are here. BTM boys. For the second week in a row, we're going to do another episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Why? It's kind of random. I'm in a rush to record. I've been very busy lately and been doing the house selling thing. Like, for example, today I was out all day from 8 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. because I had nonstop showings of my house and I wasn't going to be here. So we're recording a bit later than I normally would. And so I'm kind of crunched for time. So I thought it was a good opportunity to do another episode. But to be fair, last week we did an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, but we still did a full length commentary because we spent an hour answering questions afterwards. So, but yeah, that's kind of the thing. And then Zach and I had some tech issues. Well, when I say Zach and I mean me. I don't know what's going on. My fucking monitors are busted or something. But I'm now wearing some just ghetto earphones. Some ghetto earbuds to get through this commentary. So hopefully everything.
And I also lost you for a second. It did the boop, boop.
Yeah, like twice, man. Our internet connection got screwed.
I mean, it just happened. It just happened again.
Like just now?
Yeah.
Huh.
So if he says something and I don't respond, we just gonna roll with it.
So yeah, it shouldn't really affect the commentary because we're recording separately. Our movies are still going to be playing, or our episodes, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, there might be just a lapse, and Zach might go, huh, what'd you say? We'll try and work around that, but that's a testament to our work ethic. You know, we're like the U.S. Post Office, right? Come rain nor shine, we're always going to deliver. But you know what? That's like the post office used to be before this whole thing where they kind of got gimped, right? Now the post office is all fucked, man. Now, what do they say? Like, weren't they given strict orders to like no overtime? If you can't fit it on the truck, don't go back for the package until tomorrow. So you know our turnaround times for shit has been extended quite a lot. It's kind of fucked up, man. Especially when like you consider one of the great things about our country is our postal system. It really is amazing, and when we start to fuck with that and tamper with that, it's like, what are we doing? And of course, there's tons of people that are trying to politicize that, you know, and I don't know if that's the case.
I think Trump recently admitted that he did it because he doesn't want fucking voters.
The mail-in voting, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want any quote unquote mail-in voting tampering.
Do Democrats ever do that? Do they ever like, hey, we want to stop people from voting? That's like one of those people like we always talk about, yeah, both sides, they suck. But that's one thing that like both sides don't do that.
Yeah. And they're talking about, I'm assuming tampering with mail-in ballots with like probably deceased people and a whole bunch of bullshit and just trying to eliminate any foul play. I don't fucking know. If that is the case, then that's fucking shitty. That's real shitty.
He's a cock.
I mean, I'm not even making it political. I don't give a shit who was doing that. That's a shitty thing. I don't care if it's left, right, in the middle, purple or green, as long as you can kick it. Dr. Dre said that back in the day on Fox Kids. Back Eminem. All right. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get started. Zach, why don't you introduce the episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark we're doing, which is interesting because it's one of my favorite episodes, but introduce it.
We mentioned it on the last episode, the tale of the Bookish Babysitter.
Yeah, he is oozy. This one's cool because it's kind of in line with the last episode where the last episode, the pinball wizard, he gets stuck in a game. In this, our character kind of gets stuck in a storybook, and he has to get his way out of it. And it's very kind of similar type of setup.
Hell yeah.
You know, but this one's really cool. Anyway, and also, as my promise, next week, I'm going to, just a full disclosure, I'm very, very busy right now with all that shit that I'm not even going to talk about because it's boring to all you guys. But after this recording, starting next week, so basically starting with the next recording you're going to hear, this guy right here, me, has 2 whole weeks off. So we're going to sort of kick it into high gear. I think I would like to, I told Mac I'd be down to do Scream 4 as a live again, just to bookend it. 3 and 4 as lives was cool. I kind of like that. And then we can do, I don't know, a normal commentary. We can do cruising. We can do this whole backlog of shit that we've been talking about doing. And I can't speak for Zach, but man, I would like to take opportunity of that 2 weeks, and we could even like stack a little bit, if you wanted to, just to kind of have that buffer. Anyway, so you guys will be getting some full-on content starting next week, but hopefully you guys enjoy this quickie. Anyway, we're going to go and get started. Once again, we'll say these are on Vudu. This is where we're watching it. Zach and I downloaded, they got a complete volume set. It's not the complete series, but it's most of the episode. It's every episode I care about. I can't think of any episodes that I liked that aren't on this. So
is that one where the fucking the weird demon and they like he comes while the kids are sleeping, and it turns out he just wants a glass of water or something?
Are you talking about the Quicksilver ghost?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that with Tamara Mowry. Is it that one?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, regardless, let's go ahead and get started. If you guys happen to have it on Vudu, we're on Volume 5, Episode 3. But yes, The Tale of the Bookish Babysitter. We're going to go in 3, 2... Oh, by the way, after that annoying Nick logo, dum, 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 that's where we're at.
That's way too loud for the rest of the show.
Dum, 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 dum. So we're fade to black right after that. 3, 2, 1, play.
And now, the world premiere of Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Bookish Babysitter.
Remember
that? That was fucking making a video.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I think that was making a video.
Dang shit.
And I've only watched that. I think I only watched that episode once, and it's when Metallica was the subject, of course, naturally.
What a beta!
Now the world premiere of making the video Metallica, I Disappear.
I wish they would disappear.
What a shitty movie
off the face of fucking earth.
Shitty movie. And I hated that they had that Tom Cruise tack on at the end of it, or actually throughout the video. It's pretty stupid.
Oh yeah.
And the song's not even great, to be honest,
Yeah, I remember when
it's very stock.
It's very stock, yeah. This episode's like that movie. It was on, I think it was on Moonbeam, the fucking Charles Band kids shoot, like offshoot of fucking Full Moon. It was called Treasure Island, and it was that little shit from fucking Home Improvement, Brad with the mullet, and he's like a kid, and he like gets to the book Treasure Island. He gets sucked into it.
Yeah, Brad has a name. It's Zachary Ty Bryan, who was also...
Who the fuck cares? His name's Brad.
He was also in The Rage Carry 2, which we've not done yet. I still think we should do that for like 90s exploitation.
You did it just to get that nut.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about doing that for a while, and that's like... that's kind of a movie that wanted to exist in the same ecosystem as all those Dimension 90s horror movies, but it wasn't Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of had the same thing going for it, and it had one of the London brothers in it. I don't remember if it was Jason or Jeremy. And I thought about that movie again recently because I've been watching Shameless, and the chick, the new Carrie in that is in the show. And I didn't recognize her at first because it's obviously like 15, 16, 17. No, actually, yeah, 20 years later. It's probably 20 plus.
You didn't recognize her because no one remembers that fucking movie.
Well, no, yeah, it's very forgettable. But anyway, so the Shameless season that she appeared on, we're talking, it is almost 25 years later. And I was looking at her, I'm like, man, who is this? Like, she looks so familiar, and I couldn't put my fucking finger on it, and because she's older. But I'm like, eventually, I'm like, oh, it's the Rage Carry 2, the one chick who loves Shirley Manson and garbage.
Oh, you had to look her up on IMDb before you realized who it was, didn't you?
No, it hit me after a few episodes in. It was just wearing on me. But yeah, we got to watch that movie. I don't know if anybody out there has ever seen it, but if you'd be interested in it. But what was there's that one cringe.
No, you've all seen it. You just forgot it because it's very forgettable.
It was streaming on one of the big services for a while. I need to look to see if it still is. But because I would watch it just for sheer nostalgia. I would watch it on my own first. I just remember that really cringe scene where they're in the diner, right? And the London guy is like going through the jukebox, like song selections, right? He's like, man, don't they have anything good here? Like some garbage?
Fuck yes, Garbage is the greatest band ever.
Who says that? And she's like, you like garbage? He's like, oh yeah, Shirley Manson, she rocks. What?
Dude, Garbage is like this generation's the Beatles.
What dude in the 90s liked Garbage? They weren't really a dude
Everybody.
band.
They're amazing.
That's like saying, man, these guys have anything good here? Like some Hole?
Hell yes, Courtney Love.
Who liked Hole? Nobody liked Hole.
I love Hole.
Riding on the coattails of her dead husband.
Exactly.
You know?
They put him in a fucking hole
Yeah.
when he died. That's not nice.
No.
See, I try to be funny and I just say like shit that I regret.
Hey, what color were Kurt Cobain's eyes?
Fucking blue. I don't know.
Yeah, blue. One blue this way, one blue that way.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Fucking exactly.
Before we had dank memes, we just had classless jokes. You know, it was all audible. Which, by the way, dude, I was thinking about some memes that I was sharing today, but I forgot. Did you see that trailer for that David Arquette commentary? It looks pretty cool. Kind of early with that. Have you had time to drink anything? You're pissing.
Not to fill it.
You're filling the cup as I'm sucking out of mine. It's kind of odd. It's like art, man. It's like art, dude. Hold that one. Hold that one. You're like a camel. Did you have to move?
See,
did you have to
the
fill up
only
a second bottle?
Yeah, the only reason I did that is because you cut out again, so I figured I'd take the opportunity.
I can't stop once I've started. It stings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was asking you, maybe I cut out, but did you watch that clip I sent you, that David Arquette documentary? It looks pretty cool.
I haven't.
Watch that trailer. I didn't even know. You probably knew he was making it, but I didn't know. But it's really cool. It's weird because it plays out like it's almost like a mockumentary, but I don't know, like halfway through it, I'm like, no, I think he's dead serious. But basically it's all about that whole WCW and him getting the championship belt back in the day and it causing a big uproar in the whole wrestling community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him wanting to basically clear his name, like, and he's training. I'm going to wrestle again. It's his whole documentary about wrestling. And he's like, look, I got so much shit for that back in the day. And I'm here. I want to prove myself that I'm the real deal. And I want to honor wrestling. And so it's this whole, like, it looked like a mix of Rocky and The Wrestler with like a true documentary type thing. It was pretty insane. And there was clips of him getting the shit kicked out of him. He was doing that like extreme wrestling, you know, staples and shit and broken glass. And it will show him after the bout and they'd be pulling glass and he'd be bloody and he'd be like, this shit isn't fake. But he would all the while kind of being funny about it, you know. It's just like, what the fuck? He looks like he's a little crazy. I think you'd have to be a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah.
But it looks very entertaining, and I'm not even the hard on for him like you guys are. But it looks
he's
cool.
amazing.
You know, and it's so fun. And there was one scene where he got like spray tanned, like for like some photo shoot. I don't know if it was a photo shoot or like some kind of weight. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty funny.
It's the acceptable blackface. That's all it is.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I think that comes out soon.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even talked about this episode yet, but she kind of looks like Kurt Cobain. Look at her.
Would you fuck this babysitter?
Did she literally just come out of nowhere, or was she called?
I assume maybe she was called. Maybe she just roams around looking for somebody needing a babysitter.
I guess so. This little fat kid, was he addicted to games or whatever? Why is she so hard up on getting him into a book for him to use his imagination?
Because, like, fucking, see, that's what you gotta do. You need to just put some erotic porn books. That'll get him to read. This kid's fucking yellow flannel's dank AF, though.
This is one of the situations where a haircut is really a killer, because she would be a lot more attractive if she had long hair or something, but that hairdo just does not Well, let's just put it this way. When I was at this age, this is when I was watching like Skinamax stuff and I was getting Woodies and I was kind of self-discovering. And I never yanked it out for her.
Bullshit, liar.
Never happened. Did I yank it out for Nev Campbell in that episode with Dr. Vink in the soup? Maybe, maybe not. Only for me to know. Was that...
Go ahead.
Was she marketed as a guest star? Was she on Party of Five when she did that episode? Was she actually marketed as...
Who are we talking about? You got out again, and I couldn't salvage that one.
Oh, motherfucker. Nev Campbell. Remember she was on that episode, Dr. Vink with the blah, 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 and the soup?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what the fuck's going on with the connection, man. But we're going to... That also plays a part in the fact that we chose to do a shorter episode just because we're dealing with such bullshit tech tonight, so...
I think it's the fucking Russians fucking with our show.
I mean, isn't it always? And I'm not even afraid to say that because I was checking out our demographics and we really don't have much of a reach for Russia. So who am I going to offend?
Exactly.
But you know what? Russian people are nice. I was in Russia for a little while and friendly people. Well, the kids anyway.
They have to be, or their fucking dictator in chief will fucking kill them. Tells them to.
Very, very, very ultra liberal type people. Very sex positive. You know.
Donk.
Yeah. I imagine once that fucking Soviet fucking Iron Curtain fell, I mean, they just all started letting their freak flags fly, and it became their summer of love. It became their 1967, 1968, 1969 free love era in like the early 90s, right? And they probably all started going nuts.
No, aren't they really homophobic there still or something?
Oh, no. Yeah, so that's not really fair to say. They are. But I mean, they're liberal. The women are very sexed up and they're, I don't know. They wear next to nothing. I hate to say that they're easy because I don't want to generalize anybody, but I'm saying they're very, not the homosexuality thing, because Eastern Europe, especially in general, man, is not good. I mean, there's still countries. I mean, look at fucking Serbia, dude. I think if you're a homosexual in Serbia, they will literally still fucking hang you in the streets and beat the shit out of you. You know? See,
it's just because they want to suck a dick and they're fucking afraid. It scares them. And knowing other people want to suck a dick, they're like, you're here to tempt me. I gotta erase you from the equation.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, but with that said, yeah, the Russians are fucking with our connection. Okay, so here it is. We're kicked off. He's officially in the book world. We have a knight with one of those bird beak things. Like, you're not my father.
Hell yeah. See all the...
You killed Ted, you medieval dickweed.
All he's got to do is push him down the stairs and the fucking Ted will fall out of the suit when he hits the floor.
I think this guy, that's the king, right? He's pretty fucking scary. He used to kind of creep me out. He's the king in the story. Like, what?
That kid.
The cut?
He looks like he's trying so hard to not, look happy while he's doing that.
But he's the king. So once he solves everything and he plays the game like he should, he has to give the king that crown. I think that zombie guy, that guy in the cloak we just saw, he turns into the king. They're real.
This kid is a beta. I'd be fucking the babysitter on the couch already.
Well, he's not a good actor, and I got to say something about this show is the acting, the performances were all very inconsistent. Sometimes you had episodes where their performances were great. Sometimes they had established actors as guest stars. Sometimes they had people that went on to become famous, like Ryan Gosling and shit like that. But some episodes are just whack. Like, I think the very first episode, The Haunted Cab.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's the very first one. And, obviously it was shot in Canada, and some of them are very Canadian, even though I know they're all Canadian, but some of them have they literally have their fucking O's and E's in check and stuff.
I wouldn't fuck her now.
That's Kurt Cobain right there. That actually looks like the singer of Mudhoney.
Oh, I'd still fuck her.
Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, the Haunted Cab or whatever it's called, and had Dr. Vink in it. The actors in that are fucking cringe, man. But it's pretty. And then they had that episode. Remember, a lot of times they would feature Nick alumni, right? Those were usually their guest stars. Every now and again, they get like a Bobcat Goldthwait. They get a Nev Campbell. I want to say there's an even bigger.
I agree.
Can you not hear me?
I couldn't.
Okay, so Fuck. Okay, so he's just gonna do that shit whenever. I'm saying a lot of times they would pull their guest stars in house, like Nick alumni, right? Sometimes they would get a Bobcat Goldthwait or a Nev Campbell, or even like a Tia Tamara Mari. They weren't Nick people, but a lot of times it was Danny Cooksky, right? Bobby Budnick was on an episode. Clarissa was on an episode. Probably loads more.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get that fucking LeVar dude from Nick Arcade. Was his name LeVar? I don't know what his name was. I think I'm thinking LeVar Burton. That's terrible.
What about fucking what's his name from Guts?
Oh, Mike O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley.
Do you have it, Mo?
Oh yeah. What was that sitcom he was on?
Each player must get 10 berries. The team with the most berries at the end of the round goes to the aggro crag.
Would you have fucked Mark O'Malley?
Back to you, Mo. Mark O'Malley. Mike O'Malley.
Would you fuck him?
The answer's still no, but I had to correct you, Mike O'Malley. Dude,
fucking cunt.
Dude, I loved Guts. And they eventually changed it to Global Guts, which...
I'd have got up in them guts.
They changed it to Global Guts, and I think they just made it international, like the contestants could be from any country. And then they like had the all-new Aggro Crag, right? It was just revamped. But I used to want to fucking scale that crag, man. I used to watch that show. I'm like, I could do that. I could get to that crag. And I'm like, oh man, they got to dodge all the falling rocks from the aggro crag. And they're clearly just like styrofoam hollow rocks falling. Because they would just hit them out of the way with their elbow pads.
Remember that fucking like sitcom Mark O'Malley was on?
Mike O'Malley. You're thinking Yes Dear. He was on Yes Dear.
Mike O'Malley. He should have just changed his name to Mark. It's a better name for him.
Hey, full circle. I brought it up earlier. Mike O'Malley is an executive producer on the show Shameless. It's funny how it works. Yeah, Mike O'Malley.
I would Mike his Malley.
And it's weird. When I was a kid, I had no context that these game show hosts were actors. They were just working actors that took a job. So even when I saw Mike O'Malley on Yes Dear, a sitcom, when I was like fucking in 8th and 9th grade or whatever it was, I'm like, what the fuck? The Guts guy? He's an actor? No, he's a host. Yeah, it was so weird to me. But like, no, all those guys are just actors, man. And they just take that job. They take that gig. So I have to imagine Kirk Fogg from Legends of the Hidden Temple was probably an actor too, right? And if somebody handed him a sitcom, he would have taken it.
Oh, yeah.
But Legends of the Hidden Temple was cool too. Did they try and bring that back? Oh, no. I think they've basically signed off on a Legends of the Hidden Temple movie.
Yeah, that came out like 3 years ago.
Oh, it came out?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm trapped in time somewhere. Wait, so was it all about the game show or was it about the lore within that game show? And they extracted
the lore or something. Yeah, I think maybe it starts out with her going on the game show and then she gets sucked into it like this.
Yeah, they always do that shit. Yeah, I don't know, but I used to love that show, and
I used to dream of going onto that set and trying to get that big stone mouth to fucking suck my dick.
Yeah, was it big enough? The mouth, I mean.
Hey, yeah, like the other night, I was just laying in bed, and I just thought I'm gonna try to suck my own dick. I'm gonna see if I can get it to my mouth. So I tried, and it didn't work, but I could stick my tongue out and kind of taste the tip.
Did you taste it really?
No. But yeah, that was a funny joke I just made. I wouldn't admit to doing that in real life. Anyway, this show.
You realize you're making Omega's ovaries explode right now. Talking about that shit. Okay.
What do you think of this kid's yellow flannel, though? That's cool.
It's weird. It's kind of weird. Not going to lie.
He stole that from Kurt Cobain after he killed himself.
Probably. Found him sleeping under that fucking bridge you always wrote about.
Amazing. Underneath the bridge.
The sign. Watch, he's gonna bow to him, right?
Yeah. He showed his fucking his Superman logo off. Now he's bowing.
Oh, great. Well, so yeah, and I used to watch Legends of the Hidden Temple, and I think if I got on that show as a kid, I probably would have been real nervous to do that last challenge, where you got to run through the temple and those guards jump out and scare you.
Hell yes.
I would have been so fucking nervous, because I was being watched on live TV, and there was not live TV, but on TV, and then an audience, and then I had to worry about those fucking temple guards fucking jumping out, scaring me.
Oh yeah. Remember the names of the teams on that show? The Blue Monkeys.
Yeah, the green monkeys and the blue barracudas.
The Blue Barracudas.
Yeah, there was the green monkeys, the blue barracudas. Oh man, I don't even fucking remember. Was there I don't know why I can't think of any more. The red, the purple parrots, maybe? I don't fucking know. I just remember blue barracudas and green monkeys. That must be the witch.
Hell yes.
I tell you.
What an overactor.
He's amazing. So quit fucking shitting on him.
Oh, she's going to reveal her true form. It's like when you played Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past back in the day, and you're trying to lead that maiden out of the castle, but she's really the villain.
Oh yeah.
She looks like Lady Gaga. I mean, I'm not even she looks like Lady Gaga without makeup.
Oh yeah. I never beat fucking A Link to the Past.
It's the greatest game of all time, hands down.
Oh, that's a great effect.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
That's how they got the fucking the ending of Goosebumps, where the slime is coming down the screen.
Yeah. Anyway, you ain't down with the LTTP?
I never beat it.
It's the greatest game of all time. It's my.
I remember I got the ability to where you can go in and out of the shadow world.
That's not far. You just got to beat the first 3 temples.
And I didn't know where to go next.
Wow. So that game is I get it. There's nostalgia, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I feel like it's the greatest game of all time. I have the most nostalgia memories with it. That game was my childhood. I've played it more than any other game ever. And I actually no longer have my original cartridge. One of my brothers ended up getting it, but the cartridge would log how many times you beat the game, like after the credits roll. And legit, that cartridge, the cartridge that I was raised on, between me and 2 of my brothers, we had beaten the game 360 something times.
Awesome.
And I still play it every year. It's so much fun to play.
Donk.
And I remember the first time I played it, and I wish I could relive the very first time I played it, because it feels like it took me forever, but really it's really fast. Like I could turn that game on and just have it beat in probably 5 hours and have a really nice afternoon with it.
I could relive the first time I played it.
Yeah, because you didn't finish it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, there's that fucking king. But it's great, man. Some people are, it's, I guess, divisive. Some people are going to say Ocarina is the best. Some people are going to say the very first game is the best. But I think it's just kind of maybe down to your generation, right? If you were a certain age when Ocarina came out, that was your game. If you were like an early 80s kid or born like in the late 70s, the original game is going to be your jam. But for me, Link to the Past was right in the sweet spot. And to me, it's just the original game, but fucking better. Like, I mean, I think anybody that likes the first game really the best it's pure nostalgia. But Link to the Past holds up.
Part 2's better. The first one.
Part 2's fun. I like part 2. It's fucking too hard. It's kind of frustrating.
I remember when I beat part 2, I thought, fucking, what do I do with my life now?
Man, so if you beat part 2, you ain't got nothing to worry about with Link to the Past, because part 2's hard. Link to the Past is just so much fun. I think everything about Link to the Past is perfect. And actually the Super Nintendo in general, because in the NES, games were overtly hard. They were unforgiving with their lack of being able to save, right? Usually on most games. And they were unforgiving in like how many continues you got and shit like that. And they were just brutal. And obviously you had to worry about things like mechanics of the game, right? Hit detection was fucked up. Like you would die and it wasn't your fault. The knockback, falling into holes like a Ninja Gaiden and shit like that. And weird flicker that would fuck you up. Mm-hmm. The Super Nintendo, they easied up all the games, right? Super Mario World was, not too hard until you got to the bonus levels, right? Like Mondo and Tubular and shit like that. Those were challenging. And then Link to the Past. But to me, I felt like the challenge of those Super Nintendo sequels when they came out with that system were perfect. They strike that perfect balance between, not it's fun. It wasn't difficulty that sacrificed the fun element. But they're just perfect, man. You should try playing Link to the Past sometime. It's just I envy you that you haven't played.
I have it.
Yeah, I've got it like on everything because they've re-released it so many times between the mini consoles and the fucking eShops, and I mean I've got it like a million times over. But it's so fucking good. I've got it on like the Game Boy Advance when they released that version of it, but it's great.
I've been wanting to replay the newest Metroid game for the 3DS.
I thought you did
Replay it.
Oh, replay it. See, I didn't finish it. I bought it and then I played it once and I got busy. I think it came out when I had already got my Switch. So I think my desire to play the 3DS was like, oh man, well, I got a Switch right here. You know, why don't we go back to that? So I never really got around to playing it.
I agree with whatever you're saying.
Okay, so I cut out. But anyway, but on that note, I'm still out. You still can't hear me, fucker?
You're here now. You're here now.
Well, I'm not going to repeat what I said about Samus Returns, but I will say that I picked up Super Metroid again. I'm slowly trying to fucking play through that, which is really fun. Okay, so this episode's over. So what do you think, Zach? Should we read a couple of questions? But should I just hold them for next week, or should I read a couple? Maybe just for the sake of continuity.
Read whichever you want, you fucking cock.
I'll read a couple. I'll read a couple. Let me see what I got here. Well, let's see what Santa has in his toy bag for all you children out there.
I scrolled down and it's showing the cast. Rachel Blanchard got hot AF.
Oh, which one's that?
The blonde. Oh, and she was in Road Trip. She was the girlfriend that he accidentally sends the tape to of him fucking another chick. But it didn't matter at the end because Tom Green recorded over it the whole time.
I'm going to read, I'll put a focus on last week's episode, read comments from that one, which was the Are You Afraid of the Dark Pinball Wizard. Let's see here. I'm going to start with Maxwell Unash. He made what?
She's also in Rage Carry 2.
Oh, for real? Wait, which one is she? Who'd she play?
I don't think she was in this episode.
Is she one of the camp? She's one of the campfire girls. She's the blonde?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know, and I think you're right. She is in Rage Carry 2. Okay, anyway, Maxwell Unash, he commented on Tale of the Pinball Wizard, Are You Afraid of the Dark? He makes a suggestion. Chicks with dick exploitation. And he's very smart. He misspelled dicks. He spelled it DIKCS to fool the bots, as you guys should do. Anyway, he threw in there Mrs. Doubtfire, Tangerine, the first sleepaway camp, which he put a spoiler disclaimer there. Everybody should know that by now. But I mean, there's other flicks you could do too. There's so many you could do that could qualify here. Probably any fucking prison movie too, because they've always got that one, person in prison.
The fucking sexiest one there.
David Capper, same episode. He commented, mega comment reading session. Nice. This week's suggestions. Hamesploitation, aka CoreyCon 2020. Foresploitation, where you watch the fourth installments in a franchise. We've already done. Have we done Leprechaun 4?
No.
Did we actually? I don't think we actually did that. Did you and Mac do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I must have dreamt that. Well, so yeah, we could do that. I mean,
see, most 4s are in space. Fucking Creator's Foe. Fucking Hellraiser Foe.
Yeah. Well, we could. Did we do Hellraiser Bloodline already?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we've gotten a start on that technically with Halloween 4. I think we did Freddy 4. Did we? We probably did Bride of Chucky, but I can't fucking remember. If we didn't do it on this channel, we'll do Bride of Chucky or on the show. Yeah, that would be fun. Let's see. Yeah, the fourth installment's always kind of a weird middle point. Like it's either where a series has already shit the bed or it's the last before it shits the bed. But all right, so he says, response to his quote. He made a reference last week that we didn't get, where he said, "Good Jorb, Strong Bad." He said it's a reference to an old website called HomsterRunner.com. There was a runaway character called Strong Bad whose popularity nearly eclipsed the whole site. His vignettes had a sidekick called Coach Z who spoke with a thick Chicago accent. Some episodes would end with Coach Z saying, good job, Strong Bad, with this heavy accent, hence the reference. I'm interested to see if any of your other listeners have got that reference. The height of the website's popularity was probably in 2002 to 2003. I believe the creator of the website went on to write for Adult Swim and the Tim and Eric Show. Old Strong Bad sketches should be up on YouTube. And I think I skipped ahead on your comment here. He had a couple more exploitations. I'm sorry, I read ahead. He also suggested Marty's messy mob exploitation, drunk commentary to Scorsese classics like Casino, Goodfellas, The Departed, and The Irishman. I don't drink, but I will join in if Mac and Zach are both part of that full month and they just get totally trashed.
We'll force them to drink.
Well, no, that would be an interesting because, like, you know, when you guys have those really fucked up dank to dust commentaries, man, you know, you're both fucked up. I wonder what it would be like if I was here, like the straight guy, right? The guy that's just totally sober, trying to wrangle in you guys that are being ridiculous. We can always try it. But those are all good suggestions, man. I think the fourth one would be cool. That one would be a lot of fun too. Let's see. We'll have to check out the old Strong Bad.
I didn't have the internet around 2002.
Yeah. I think I got my first computer in 2003. No, I got my first computer in 2004. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2004. On a Serbian film commentary, Abbas Lambat, 111, simply says video trash. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You're a podcast commentator trash.
You're human trash.
Yeah, I mean, fuck you. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Tail the Pinball Wizard, getting back to that. Gio Kalunga, he says, you guys always deliver on a good episode. I watched Fire in the Sky for the first time based on what Aaron was saying on the previous episode, and I gotta agree, the whole alien operation scene was a wild one. It gave me some Dead Space 2 eye surgery vibes, and he provided us a link if we wanted to see that. So
I'm currently playing through the Dead Space games.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. Are you playing on PS3, right?
I got them all for free on Xbox.
I read somewhere that you can use the DualShock 4 controller for PS3, and I never knew that. And like, that's my biggest gripe about going back and playing PS3 now is I feel the control is just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good to me anymore. So I got to try that out because I have all the Dead Space games on PS3. I tried playing the first one, and it was one of those games where I just couldn't get through that first hour, like that first. You got to go through all the learning and shit and the tutorial. I'm like, dude, I don't know why. And I got stuck. So I just got to get through that hump because I hear it's really good. BioShock, too. I never played BioShock. I mean, especially that first game is supposed to be really, really good. But it's first person.
I looked up fucking Rachel Blanchard nude. Oh, and I'm seeing her fucking Kevin Bacon.
What?
In a sex scene.
Let me see.
It's sexy.
Rachel Blanchard nude. I don't know if I spelled her name right. Oh, she's got, yeah, okay. Nude scene. Let me see. Sorry, guys, not to derail it is the Baconator on her.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Got that bacon cock.
What the fuck? Wow.
Canadian bacon. He is from Canada, so Canadian bacon is just ham.
Well, there's another scene, too, where it's she was in another movie, Ashton Kutcher's pounding her from behind.
Amazing.
So maybe she was in like Butterfly Effect or something. I don't know what movie this is. I think Butterfly Effect's the only movie that was kind of R-rated. I don't fucking know. I'll have to research that later. Anyway, regardless, back to the questions. No, thanks, Gio. We appreciate the kind words, man. And yeah, dude, that alien scene's fucked up. And keep the comments coming, man. I noticed you've been commenting a lot and digging into the archives, so we appreciate that. Let's see here on our RoboCop commentary, Adrian Mendoza, the Omega himself says, check out the doc, You Don't Know Me, which talks about showgirls, but also talks about Paul Verhoeven and his career. Verhoeven, his last American film was Hollow Man and has gone back to Europe to make films, Black Book and Elle, both of which were met with positive reviews, awards, and commercial success. I've seen Elle and I highly recommend it, and I think Zach will enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I got that.
So
he told me about it a while back. I still haven't watched it yet though.
Is it in English or is it in dubbed? I don't really. Did he go back to Europe and make?
I think it's subtitled.
Yeah. Okay. And last comment I'll read. We'll read Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Pinball Wizard from last week. Brian Kennedy. Patreon supporter. So thank you for that. He says this episode is a testament to how good the show is. It's an hour and a half, but the topic show is only like 30 minutes long. Therefore, it's basically an hour of comments and fan interaction, and that's just as entertaining, if not more, than the episode's topic. Whether you guys make money or not, the show's still a success. Well, we'll take that to the bank because we don't really make money. But that's not what it's about, man.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate the support. We appreciate support like yours, Brian. And we just appreciate everybody listening because this is fun for us. This is an escape for us. Now, obviously, this is obviously a great segue to closing, but obviously we want to be able to do even more. That's why we have the Patreon up, and that's why we have like Teespring links and things like that, where you guys can buy merch if you want to show extra support. You know, that kicks us back money. That's also we can spend more time doing this because, you know, Behind the Mask or BTM, Revival House, whatever you want to call it, BTM at least we've been around for a decade. Or a decade plus. I don't even fucking know what a decade, right? So think about 10 years. There's a lot of growing and aging that goes on in 10 years. So when Riverman and I and Lush technically started this thing all those years ago, we were in our early 20s. Now, fast forward, now I'm turning 34 next month, right? So my life, for example, and Zach's life, Riverman's life, definitely, because he's never on the fucking show. By the way, Riverman just had his second kid last night.
Hell yeah.
So everybody can pour one out on their rug for Riverman. Say congratulations to him. But
Bat 32 had a kid recently.
Bat 32 just had his first kid, man. So it's all good. So there's definitely good stuff that goes down, like us being in our 30s. But man, does life get a lot more busy, right? We got more responsibilities. People are popping out kids. People have mortgages. It becomes a different thing, right? Just different. Mm-hmm. So our time gets delegated differently, and we only have so much time. So I'm actually rather amazed that, and I got to thank Zach for this, man, because I've said it a million times. If Zach wasn't as passionate about this shit as he was, I don't think I would be doing it, and we definitely wouldn't be as consistent as we are. We probably would have went the way of the dodo, like all of our contemporaries did back when we started. So, you know, it's good that we've managed to keep this alive, and the fact that we still post weekly consistently is awesome. And we want to be able to keep doing that. And like I said, even more. And so we're open to suggestions, man. If you guys have any Patreon suggestions or things like that, let us know. But we'll
BTM podcast is a wet ass pussy. We keep on fucking.
Yeah.
It's a WAP.
100%. So as long as you guys are listening and we get new supporters trickling in, you know, at a steady pace, we're happy. It's a nice escape, especially in this fucking quote unquote real world problems, things that were going on in the world right now with, you know, certain things I don't want to say to get us demonetized, but like it's an escape. We need it right now. So,
oh yeah.
So, and we're stoked. And so as much as you enjoy, Brian, us reading comments, and that interaction, I enjoy it just as much. I had a blast reading an hour's worth of comments last week, so it's a lot of fun for us, and that's why the lives are fun. So, and that's why next week I think we're going to do that Scream 4 live again. We'll let you guys know. Follow our socials. Keep an eye on the YouTube too, because I'll post like a community update post, and we'll let you know a time when we get it ironed out. But yeah, we were real happy with that last one. We had a nice turnout, and you guys were all fun to chat with. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got. If you guys are new to the channel, you know, consider subscribing, you know, hitting the notification bell so you kind of get all of our videos as they actually come out, because YouTube will tend to bury fucking shit in algorithms. But I hear it's a very good thing. I hope it helps in the algorithms and the push for videos to get liked right in the first, I think, 24 hours of them being posted. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to help if you guys have the bell so you guys actually get notified. And like I said, there's Patreons. You can check that out. There's Teesprings with different designs. Check out our other shows if you guys are new to the network. We got Cinema Enema, which is more of a topical, different format podcast where Zach and I do. Last episode was over the Coffin Joe trilogy. It was a real hoot to do. And we have Exploited Cinema. I mean, we've got all the backlog of exploited cinema. We're going through those archives and posting an episode every week until we have them all uploaded. I don't know how far Zach is into that, but people seem to really love those guys. And they've been, on occasion, pumping out new episodes, which has been a total blessing and surprise.
And we just got a brand new podcast.
Yeah. So I'll save that one for last because it is brand new. Mac and Zach Save the World. Mac does that. Sorry, Zach does that with Mac, who you guys might know from this show every now and again. And, they also do commentaries. But they're very, 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 very different, and they do a lot of drunk commentaries, and things get a little bit more risque. But yeah, brand new show on the network. We have Will. He's he was a fan of this show, but he started his own show called Will and Matt's Excellent Podcast, and they have a channel in which you could search and subscribe. Those guys have launched a podcast on our network diving into video games, which is great because that's a show we really haven't been able to occupy a space for on the network. I want to be able to have a little bit of everything. We do playthroughs, we do live Let's Plays and shit like that, but it's not really like a podcast anymore. Mm-hmm. So, but which is still great. But as far as something that's going to be topical, they're going to be talking about current reviews. They're going to be talking about news, that kind of show. They just launched their first episode. It's called The Game Slice. That's the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they reviewed the new Destroy All Humans remake if you guys are into gaming. And I think they even talk about like the PS5 shit that's going on. I'd have to look at the bullet points again. But I listened to it and it's good. So it might not be for everybody. By all means, just because you like this show or you might listen to Cinema Enema doesn't necessarily mean you're a gamer. So we totally get that. So we're just hoping that, maybe some of you guys will check it out. Or we might get some new cronies in here that like games and they might fucking stumble across one of these film podcasts. So it's all love. If you aren't into it, just keep watching and listening to what you listen to already. We're just a network and we got something for everybody. And just because we have something like Game Slice going up on Fridays doesn't mean we're not going to have BTM every Wednesday, right? Doesn't mean we're not going to have Mac and Zach Mondays and Exploited Cinema Tuesday, et cetera, et cetera. So it's nothing but good and nothing but love. But if you guys wanted to go and you were interested and show Will some support, to lift him up a little bit, check it out, give him a like, and leave him feedback. But that's all we got other than, follow us on free feeds, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, all that shit. If you don't already, leave us 5-star ratings over there. If you're able to comment on those platforms, please do so because that's going to help boost us into the fucking algorithms, man. And basically we'll gain exposure to more people like you guys who are going to like what we offer. So it's all love and it's all good. And thank you guys. We will catch you next week. Like I said, we're going to do a live and then, if we do a live, we're going to have to do a bonus one again, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. We'll do a live next weekend unless Mac wants to do it on like the normal Wednesday. I don't give a fuck, but either we'll let you know. If we do Scream 4 live, we're still going to have an episode up for you Wednesday. And or early. If you guys are on Patreon, you always get it 3 days early. So regardless, we'll keep you in the know and leave us more recommendations. You got anything you want to add before we zonk out of this?
I just sent you a picture. You should get your live reaction on the podcast. I just sent you a picture that I was scrolling through these pictures and I just landed on out of nowhere.
All right. So this will be a good way to end it. Am I going to be offended?
I don't know.
Am I going to be pissed? It's not like a toilet with your shit in it, is it?
No.
Your bloody shit, because we've been there. We've been
Why
down
would
that road.
that be in this? Why would that be in these search results?
Is it like fucking tranny porn, dude?
No.
All right. So I'm going to look now and we'll see what this is all about.
It's not that hot.
Oh, dude. What the fuck are you? Did somebody create this in Mario Paint? What is this?
No.
That's not real. Yeah, it's like fan art. Dude.
I have no idea.
Yeah. How do I fucking close this? My eyes.
How do you save it? To your spank bank?
No, I was trying to delete. I guess you'll never know.
Good shit.
Hey, but you know what? The carpet didn't match the drapes I saw.
It could have been thicker and redder and it just looked darker.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, it was just like a picture of the Baconator with a boner. It was pretty hot.
Yeah. Anyway, bye-bye, puppets.
Oh, yeah.
End of the week at the Revival House. Next month's theme, you gotta figure it out.
Italian zombies or Pauly Shore, a slasher with a knife and the girl next door, and one second in, get it all queued up and ready, hit play in 3, 2, 1. Bye bye puppet, Zach Pete and a solo cut band. Couldn't miss Cameron's love and Josh's Scott failed and Riverman's bail. Bye bye puppets. Sounds good, like this country used to.